This was actually the first bike I built. I've built some cars and I've built some boats, and the only thing to make the trifecta was to build a bike. So I actually only got started a couple of years ago after seeing a friend of mine do a restoration on a BMW R80 for his dad that he imported from England. So I thought I'd give it a crack, build a bike, but I wanted something special. So hence I came up with Cup for Nickel. G'day, I'm Jason, and I'm riding a 1979 BMW R80. It was actually that same friend of mine who restored his BMW for his dad. The lady accidentally jumped onto a Facebook site and asked if anyone was interested in a bike, and he instantly thought of me and told me to go and buy it. So we went out there and had a look at it, and that's where we found it. So I was hoping to start it up and bring it home, but she was in no condition to be riding anywhere. The bike was in pretty bad condition. The rims were bent, wasp nests in the engine, all the brakes had seized, handlebars were bent, it was quite rusted, seat was torn, so it was pretty much a full rebuild to get the bike working again and looking the piece. Well, I wanted a frame that was going to stand out. A lot of people said to paint it black, but it wouldn't have actually done any justice for the bike. So there was an old motorcycle in 1920 called the Copper Knob, which I believe an English guy built for racing, and I was intrigued to see why they hadn't built copper bikes ever again. After building this one, I know why, because it's a hard metal to work with. The main challenge is working with copper is you only got one crack at it. There's no touch-ups after that. So it was trying to get the frame as clean as possible so it could be dipped. And then it was trying to find someone with a bath deep enough to dip that frame in. So I went and saw Custom Chrome, and they had a deep enough bath. I explained what I needed, and after a few unusual looks at me, he decided, let's give it a crack. So it took me a good 6 months to come up with the design of the bike. I had about 2,000 printouts of different bikes that I liked, the features that I liked about them, and I was trying to choose those features and match them together. So over time, mismatching pages with each other, I finally came up with a set of pages with grips, seats, handlebars, all bits and pieces, just to try and glue it all together. And with some help from Rogue Motorcycle, he's given me some advice on where to go with it. So I was able to go in that direction. Yeah, it took 6 months of solid planning, day and night, thinking constantly about the bike, waking up in the middle of the night, thinking about what I can do, till it only took me 3 months to actually build the bike. That was because of the planning that went into the bike prior, knowing who was going to do what piece of work for me, who was going to dip it, and the time frames in that. So the build was actually very quick. It was the concept that took the time. I'm super stoked that the idea that I came up with in 6 months of trying to piece it together, just in my mind, that my vision actually came off. After speaking to several people who poo-pooed the idea, I was glad that it came off. So I've given the bike name of Cup for Nickel, which is a German word for copper goblin or useless metal. So copper obviously for the frame of the bike, and the goblin for the short hairy guy who rides it.